How are we all? So today I thought we'd do a book look. I've got this 20 to make easy knitted scarves by someone called Monica Russell. And this book was originally from, got a bit of fluff, from a place called C&H, which was a fabric shop in a town near us. It's not there anymore. It was originally $4.99. I got it in charity shop. Last week it was labelled as 99p, but when I got it to the checkout, it came out at 49p. I love a charity shop. Oh, when you find something that is useful, with it's water, by the way. I think I've had way too much coffee today already. Anyway, we discovered a new charity shop a few months back, and we've been delighted with the prices because some of them can be really expensive these days. So we come out and it's a search press book and it's a knitting book, obviously. And the first one, the illustration in that, or the photo in that, I don't like the yarn, but there again it does remind me of lavender and moss. But I think the reason I don't like the yarn is it doesn't show up a pattern, but I suppose it gives texture if you're not. It's an interesting one, not my thing. There's an introduction, some more examples there. Knitting know-how with materials and yarn, tensions, needles, explains the different weights of yarns. Right, this is called a bobble, just bobble, using chunky or US bulky. So, quite like that one. Does it say if it's... No, it doesn't have a easy, like some of them they have like beginners or stars or, but no. Then it says ribs, Aran white, variegated. Which is nice, but the variegated also, that would look completely different in the solid as well as using a variegated. Oh, that's a pretty easy one as long as you can knit and purl. All good. Ah, that makes sense now. This one is called Heather and Sky, and I can see, yeah, with the colour it's heather. Super skein or super chunky or super bulky white yarn. Excuse me, green or purple variegated. Although if you used a different variegated colour, it wouldn't be Heather and Sky. Using 12mm needles. And we've got a lot of these, the names and the effects have come from the yarn used, not just necessarily the pattern knitted. This one's called Steely Tweed, using DK yarn or number 3 white yarn. Let's see if I can show all of this without showing the actual pattern. See, Steely Tweed, the tweeds from the yarn used, not the stitch. Again, would look completely different in a more solid colour. The next one's using a hank of 4-ply or fingering yarn. It says 100 gram of 4-ply fingering, 480 metres or 525 yards. I don't think I've ever had a full ply fingering weight yarn that's had that much in it, but let's see if we show it all. It's a scarf. It can be done as long or as short as you need it to be. It's a nice lacy one that will do as an accent piece or a spring. Yeah, really useful accessory as it will keep the chill off in autumn and spring days. Pattern can be adapted for thicker yarns. Easy to knit with straight needles. Oh, this one's cute. Going on to this is an Aran weight. It's called Red Rooster. And let me see. It uses a central bow to attach it together. I said you can also use a brooch. Let's see if I can get. Sorry guys, that the light and the picture's not really working too well. And then this one's called Fuchsia using Aran weight yarn. Quite a loose knitted one. Oh, this is interesting. This one's called Twister using hank or DK yarn. You see what it's called, Twister. Good way to use and one hank or ball of yarn that you've got and didn't know what else to do it with. Autumnal, again, the name really gives. It's using the colours used more than the actual pattern, so you could turn it into a summer one if you wanted, not just autumnal. It's an orange red cream. That would have fitted well for the 70s and the Decade Divas, wouldn't it? That's DK yarn. Then this one's DK yarn as well. It's called Raster, which is Raster colours, and it's got these little triangles as fringing. That looks like a simple garter stitch one. I'm not quite liking how they've carried that up the edge though. I think if I were to do that, I might even go along the edge and crochet some single crochets along the edge to cover that up, or find some way of not doing that because that is not neat. I suppose the only other way is to sew in your ends all along, and you might not want to do that. I don't know. Then this one's called the bow tie, and these edges are smaller. Oh, it is actually a bow tie, sorry. Feminine scarf has a vintage feel to it. Wrap the middle section around your neck and make a bow with the right side facing. Ah, that could be interesting. Very interesting. It's a shame they haven't showed a picture of it done up. It would be nice to see. Right, and that's done with DK. Parisian Chic is the next one, lace weight, and it's just a very lacy, simple, lightweight scarf. Very drapey, which could work with a lot of outfits. Candy stripe, DK yarn, and of course you can have any colour candy stripes you like. Pom pom. Interesting. They've got a simple rib effect, but they've done garter stitch in between the ribbing instead of all just pearls, and pom poms on the four corners. It's quite a fun one. Could also use tassels. I put a fringe on instead. A simple lace, what was that, a DK? Yeah, DK. Simple lace one is DK silk with wool blend, variegated green and blue, and it has these lace open work eyelets, I think that's the word. Simple lace stitch, of course. Then we've got something a bit bigger, well, it looks bigger. Oh, and this one's worked using yarn tripled throughout the pattern, and being it's variegated, it's given a lovely effect. It's called Autumn Haze. It's not coming out too well on here, but there's more of a brownish tone to some of this yarn. This is showing up on that one. It's almost a basket weave stitch, but not quite. Interesting stitch. Simple moss stitch knitted on large needles. Just goes to show you, change the sizes and the yarn choices and you get something that you don't expect. Next one, it says college stripe, and this could be good for school colours or your team colours or your Hogwarts house colours. The only thing is with knitted, it's not two-sided. But a simple one, but it could be made very, very, very personal. And of course you could use more than two colours if you wanted. And that's another DK yarn. This is a UK book, and we do tend to use DK yarn weight or number 3 weight more over here than the other weights I've noticed. But this one's called the Zebra Raffle. Zebra. This is black and white, obviously, but you could, black and rainbow could look good here too, or white and rainbow yarn. And it looks like you've got, I don't know how this is done, but it's a very interesting layout. Funky little scarf that cleverly ruches in panels. Very nice. I think this is the last one, the Bolero, using super chunky with pom-poms. That one looks to be a nice, quick, being it's used super chunky or super bulky, and 9mm needles, and it's not a very wide scarf. I can see this being a good beginner project and a fast project. I've got it there. And last picture in the book is a happy snowman with a nice hat and scarf on. So as I said, nice little book to have on hand and in your collection if you knit scarves. Scarves are very much a good palette cleanser. Also, there's nothing, if you've got a good pattern, good stitch you want to try, a scarf is a good way of trying it, whether it be a crochet stitch or a knit stitch or a Tunisian stitch. You could use a scarf. Or how about if you wanted to do a sampler of stitches, you could take your stitches, do panels and sew them all together and have a blanket. Just make them all the same length. But anyway, that's my book look. 20 to make, easy knitted scarves. So if you're a knitter, I picked this up for 49p in a charity shop. I'm assuming it is still, there's the ISBN number if that helps. I'm assuming it's still sold, or you can pick them up on eBay or Vinted or anywhere you get second-hand books if you look around. But for now, I'm going to say bye for now. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.